I am saying final goodbye, love, not with bitterness, not with blame, but with the weight of silent stars that vanished when the dawn became. I held your name like desert rain, rare and falling without a sound, but rain, even blessed, fades again and leaves no trace upon the ground. You were the pearl I dived to find in seas where reason dared not go, a flicker deep within my mind, a fire beneath the winter snow. Your voice was wind across the dune, whispering tales no tongue could tell. But now that wind has changed its tune and left my soul an empty shell. I do not curse what once we had, nor weep for dreams that could not be. Even the falcon must fly alone to find its truth, to roam, be free. Oh, love, my compass, star, and sea, I watched your light drift far from me. I built you palaces in thought, but you desired what I was not. You desired what I was not. How many nights I rode the sands, just chasing echoes of your hands. The moon, my witness, pale and high, that saw me whisper a why, oh why. But hearts are sovereign, wild and proud, not bound by oath, nor wrapped in shroud. And you, like wind, refused to stay, though begged by rocks to cease your way. So I unlace the ties that bound, lay down this love without a sound. No rage, no cry will leave this mouth, only stillness from north to south. I leave you now, with honor whole, no tarnish staining either soul. A man must know when to let go, and bow before love's silent no. I will not chase, I will not plead, though once you were my deepest need. The hawk returns to desert skies, to mourn beneath God's watching eyes. If fate should turn and pass a line, perhaps your gaze will search for mine. But I will be where mountains breathe, not in the cage where we must grieve. I am saying final goodbye, love, not in haste nor with disdain, but like the last leaf kissed by wind, released from trees that can't remain. Farewell, my rose of fleeting spring. Farewell, my sky without a wing. Farewell to dreams I held too tight. Go with the stars into the night. When the heart walks away, it does not slam the door. It does not shatter glass or curse the floor. It gathers silence like folds of a cloak and leaves behind the words it never spoke. I have loved you in ways the stars cannot chart, with the patience of dunes and the faith of the heart. I offered my hands as a place to rest, but you sought the sky, you chased the west. You were never mine to keep or cage. You were lightning caught on an open page. I watched you burn with dreams so wide, I stepped aside and let you ride. Even now, I do not regret the paths we crossed, the tears we met. For what is love, if not a flame that teaches the soul it cannot tame? You touched my soul, then turned to mist, a memory carved in a falcon's wrist. Like incense rising in the dawn, you filled the room, and then were gone. I rode the winds to seek your trace in every echo, every face. I crossed the rub alcohol's breath and called your name past life and death. But love must never beg to stay. It must be free to lose its way. And if it finds its wings again, it will return, not ask for when. I am not made of pleading words. My heart speaks only through desert birds. I say goodbye as royals do, with silent strength and eyes still true. Go, if you must, with stars in your hair. Go where your soul can breathe its prayer. I will not follow. I will not cry. I will become the endless sky. And should you one day look behind, know I stood still, but not confined. A man who loved without demand. A man who let go without a hand. This is not the end, nor wrath, nor war. It is the tide retreating from the shore. It is the moment the hawk lets go, knowing the wind will teach it so. Farewell, my beloved, not with chains, but with the song of desert rains. You are free and I remain, a poet walking through sweet pain. I walked alone where silence grows, beyond where every river slows. The winds had stilled, the stars stood shy, and I no longer asked you why. Not every love is meant to stay, not every sun must light our way. Some flames burn bright, then disappear, leaving the soul both lost and clear. I watched you vanish like a breeze that kissed the tents and climbed the trees. No fight, no cry, no final plea. You slipped away, and I let it be. The sand will not forget your name, nor shall my soul deny its flame. But hearts must beat beyond the ache, and men must stand though they may break. I loved you with the grace of kings, with silence more than golden rings. I wrote your name on every dune, and whispered it beneath the moon. But now the stars are mine again, and I no longer chase what then. You are a rose the desert grew, too wild to pick, too sweet to rue. I do not wear this grief with shame, it is a noble, ancient flame. A falcon must at times fly far and yet return to where dreams are. Still, I do not wait by gates or sand, nor call your ghost with outstretched hand. If fate once wrote us line by line, it's now a verse no longer mine. Oh love, my lost but honored guest, go seek the joy that suits you best. You'll find no chains upon my soul, only a prayer that you stay whole. The desert never holds its tears, it drinks them deep through all the years. And like that earth, I carry you, hidden beneath skies pale and blue. I wake with strength, I walk with grace, no bitterness shall mark this face. For those who love, then set love free, know what it means to truly be. You will not hear my voice in storm, nor see me beg you to transform. But in the quiet of your sleep, perhaps my name will gently creep. And when you turn to skies once shared, know I once stood there, strong prepared. I gave my heart without regret. And though you're gone, I love you yet. But love is not a leash. A tie it is the truth beneath goodbye. And I have learned to bow, not bend, to let the silence be the end. No hatred blooms where love once lay, only respect that chose to stay. So go and live what you must live. My soul has nothing left to give. Except perhaps this final line. I loved you once in sacred time. And if you ever miss my breath, know I remain beyond love's death. You were a season, not a storm. You came with sun and left so warm. No shattered glass, no skies that bled, just fading light and words unsaid. You were a fragrance on the breeze, a whisper woven through the trees. I breathed you in, then held my breath, afraid to watch your quiet death. We danced between the dusk and dawn, unknowing that the dream would yawn. And when I reached, your hands were mist, a poem I touched, but never kissed. Do not believe I curse your name. No, love like ours deserves no blame. You gave me moments made of gold, a warmth that even night can't hold. I still recall the desert air, your laugh alive and everywhere. The way you looked beneath the moon, as if the stars would leave us soon. You were not mine, but still you stayed long enough for the pain to fade. You were a painting never signed, a page I read, then left behind. The winds still carry you, at times, in half-formed thoughts and nameless rhymes. I see you where the falcons soar, and wonder if you miss me more. But I do not chase, I do not ask, my pride remains a noble mask. A man must learn to stand alone, even with dust in every bone. And if you love me, even once, then know my soul took no affront. A heart does not regret the flame that warmed it once and bore no shame. Oh, nay. We were not meant to last or hold, but only meant to shine, then fold. Like desert roses born in sand, we bloomed beneath time's gentle hand. No crown of thorns, no broken vow, just silence dressed in sacred brow. You taught me love, then walked away, but left your light where shadows lay. So thank you, love, for all you gave. The wound, the bomb, the crash, the wave. You were the mirror, clear and true. You showed me by showing you. Now every path I walk alone is softened by the seeds you've sown. Though I let go, though we are done, I still walk blessed beneath your sun. You were a season, never mind a passing spring, a fleeting sign. But in your wake, the world feels wide, and in my chest, the storm has died. This is a letter I never sent, written in winds, not ink or scent, ink or scent. Folded inside a silent chest where aching dreams are laid to rest. I wrote it once beneath the stars, where camels sleep and leave no scars. The fire crackled with soft regret, and still, your name I can't forget. I did not send it, not from fear, but strength that grew from every tear. Some truths are better left unsaid, like prayers we whisper to the dead. You were the storm I chose to love, the fire that scorched, then rose above. You held my soul and let it go, like dunes releasing winds they know. I never begged, I never kneeled. My pain was mine, it stayed concealed. I let you go the way kings do, with honor steeped in sky and blue. But if this letter reached your hand, would you still fail to understand, or would you read between the lines and hear my heart in paused designs? I do not ask for your return. The past is ash, I let it burn. But sometimes silence holds too much, the weight of moments we won't touch. Do you remember just once say, the way we watched the breaking day? The hawk above, the sand below, your eyes unsure which way to go. You chose the sky as falcons do. You soared, and I stood still for you. I never tried to clip your wings, but no one told me how it stings. I watched you leave without a word. No promise kept, no reason heard. Still I gave you what most withhold. A farewell carved in silent gold. If you had stayed, would we have thrived, or wilted in the love we prize? No answer comes, and none will do, I only know. I still missed you, but I will not rewrite the past, nor chase a wind that will not last. I'll keep this letter here with me, a piece of what will never be. Not every love must reach its end in war or wrath. It can transcend I loved you once, and still I do, but quietly, and far from view. So if you ever wonder why you dream of me beneath the sky, no, it's because I still remain a shadow drawn in desert rain. No words were sent, no tears were shown, just this letter in sand and bone, no bone. I sealed it not with hope or plea, but with a man's silent decree. You came back, but not as I remembered. The light in your eyes was dimmer, and the wind no longer whispered your name the same. You stood where you once walked away, holding silence like it was enough. But silence cannot fix what absence broke. I looked at you and saw a stranger wrapped in memory, familiar voice, unfamiliar soul. You were the echo, not the song. Where were you when the stars were falling from my sky? When the fire burned too low to rise again? When I buried my own heart, stone by stone, so I could walk without trembling. You came back with 1,000 words, but I had run out of pages. You brought apologies in your hands. I brought nothing, for I had learned to carry peace instead. You know what it costs to love with all and lose with grace, to sleep beside your absence and wake without bitterness. You left when my world was still blooming. Now I'm in the desert after rain, calm, resilient, and not waiting for another storm. I loved you more than I can admit aloud. But I love myself now more than I ever did when I waited for your return. You came back thinking time had paused with me, but time moved on, and I walked with it. I do not hate you. I do not ache for you, but I do not open my door to ghosts that had their chance to stay. You came back too late. Came back too late. Too late for my eyes to light up. Too late for my arms to reach. Too late for the part of me that waited until it learned to sleep without dreams. And maybe somewhere in your silence, you'll find the answer you were seeking. But it will not be here. It will not be me. I send you off without a curse. Without a cry. Just a nod to what was, and a path you must now walk alone. Because love, real love, knows when to close its hands and let the wind move on. I loved you in silence, like the moon loves the desert, far untouched, but always there. I never wrote your name in flame, nor carved it loud in public stone. I held it in the quiet where only falcons fly alone. You never knew the weight I bore, the dreams I folded every night and placed beside the stars just to watch them fade with light. I loved you without asking, without needing your return. I watched you chase horizons while I stayed back to burn. Not all love begs to bloom. Some love is winter, cold, proud, and still alive beneath the snow. I spoke to you only in thoughts when no one watched, when even the sky was too shy to glow. You laughed with others, and I smiled too, because true love never ruins what it cannot renew. I loved you from afar, not as a beggar at your gate, but like the dunes love wind, accepting both presence and fate. When you wept for another, I held my grief in stone. I wept not out of jealousy, but for standing so alone. I walked beside you as a shadow walks with light, never seen, but always there to guard your gentle night. They say love is brave. They say it speaks. But I say the purest love is the one that never speaks. The one that stays unspoken so it never has to die. The kind you bury deep beneath the falcon's cry. You will never know what I carried all those years. You'll only hear it in a poem soaked with tears. Perhaps one day, when you sit alone in thought, you'll feel a warmth you never sought. That was me, the silent one. The man who loved and turned to sun. I ask for nothing now, not even memory. I gave you all I had and left it quietly. I loved you in silence, no chains, no sound, no written vow. Just endless skies and love that still lives somewhere now. We spoke of lands we'd never walk, of homes we'd build from star and talk. We drew the future in golden sand with trembling heart and steady hand.